Well, hello there, everybody, and this is Goldfinger from the Goldfinger Minute, and thank you for joining this recording on peptides. Seems like it's taken over, and I think in the next year or two, you're going to find that a lot of people be using peptides. It's pretty new so far. So what I did was I investigated it a little bit more in the last 24, 48 hours, and I came up with some more information which I could share with you. Again, I need a CYA, so this is just my opinion. This is not meant, I'm not a doctor, it's not meant to have you do anything on your own. This is what I've found out. This is for information only. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal counsel, so take this for what it is. It's just my beliefs and my thoughts and what I have read, which I will be sharing with you. Now, at the end of this video, I will have a professional on, Joe Caruso. And Joe Caruso I met at the mall, and he knew a lot about peptides, and he was very interesting. But I don't like to prejudge or pre-question my guests. I like to be fresh. So he was unable to come today, so I decided to do this intro and a little bit of information. And then when he comes tomorrow, and you'll be seeing this on the next day. This will be one day old right now. When you see it, he'll be talking about more information about peptides and health, because he was more of a health professional than I am. Anyway, on with the information. So a few people ask me about oral peptides that they're taking. And my understanding, and this is what I've read and what I understand, is the oral peptides, which are basically pills you take, capsules, do not work as good as injections because the oral doesn't get absorbed into the where it needs to go, which is in the bloodstream or into your body. A lot of it passes through, which I know is true for a lot of different medications. That if you get an injection, it works better. This is pretty much true of everything. Like if you take an antibiotic. If you take it orally, if it's really serious and you need an antibiotic to kickstart because you're really ill, a doctor would give you an injection versus a pill because it works faster and it absorbs better. Pretty much anything that comes in a pill is not 100% absorbed. It passes through your body quite a bit because it's only going through your stomach and not directly into your bloodstream. With that said, typical insufficient. I'm going to be looking at my notes, so I have to apologize because I made notes while I was walking at the mall. I am still walking 10,000 steps a day, and I pretty much have walked every day for the last 5 or 6 days for 10,000 steps at the mall. But I make notes, and I watch videos and text and go back and forth while I'm walking. So anyway, Retatrutide is what I'm taking, as you know, because I did a previous video. And if you haven't seen it, please look at the previous video I did yesterday, day before, on Retatrutide. And Retatrutide is a peptide, and it's one of many peptides that are available. So there is peptides to help you with many things. Retatrutide is not a drug, okay? It's not a pharmaceutical drug at all. It is a biological tool for long-term recalibration. It will extend your life and permanently change you biologically, okay? So it is a semi-permanent change in the way you think and the way your body reacts to the food you eat, and literally to not just food, but to how you think and how you process things as well as food. But it changes you internally. It's like rewiring your mind. It's very interesting. It actually was a side effect, okay? Losing weight was a side effect of it. It wasn't the main purpose. It actually has 3 ingredients in it, which they call those 3 ingredients agonists. So it's a triple agonist peptide. Helps with metabolic dysfunction and chronic inflammation, which are killers, by the way. Not getting enough sleep is also detrimental to your health. So you need to get a lot of sleep, and they all the other people that I've heard through our clinical studies talk about getting sufficient sleep. 5 hours, 4 hours is not enough sleep. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that do not get a lot of sleep. It has, when I said triple agonist, it has three things in it: GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. Okay, and all three of those are put together in one injection, in one liquid. Retatrutide is sometimes called the triple agonist because it activates three different receptors involved in metabolism and appetite regulation. Okay, so the GLP-1, and excuse me, I am going to be reading my notes. The GLP-1 receptor, it's a glucagon-like peptide 1 receptor. It's the same target as semaglutide, which is Ozempic. Okay. So semaglutide is a GLP-1, and it helps reduce appetite, slows gastric emptying of your bowels, and improves insulin secretion. Insulin's a big thing in your body. Insulin controls more than just weight. So insulin is there's a lot of things about insulin that talk about, but it's so complicated by these doctors that talk about it. I don't honestly understand it, okay? But the thing is, I will put two that I watched that were very good. I will put links to those in the description of this video. So if you go out of the video and you look at it and it says MORE, more, and you click more, and then it drops down and gives you some information, and it says more again, you hit that, it'll get you into the description, which will get you into the information which I will attach, which is information about where I buy it from currently, and what videos I found that were very, very good, very educational. The second thing is glucagon receptor. I'm sorry, I skipped GIP. So let's go to GIP. GIP receptor was just a second ingredient in it, which they actually call a agonist. I don't understand why that's what it's called, but that's what it's called. So the GIP receptor is a glucose-dependent insulin-tropic polypeptide receptor. That's a mouthful. Same target as tirzepatide and Mounjaro, which you might have heard the name Mounjaro, or Zepbound is also a name that's used, Zepbound. A few people have mentioned to me about those. So that's a single agonist, GIP, okay? It enhances insulin release and may contribute to weight loss, but it isn't specific for weight loss, okay? As the GLP-1 receptor agonist is. The third ingredient is the glucagon receptor, glucagon receptor. That agonist is unique compared to GLP-1 and GIP, which are activation here increases energy expenditure and fat metabolism. So what it does is it makes you burn more energy without raising your heart rate. So basically, you're using more energy, but because it directs it more towards the fat, not muscle. Okay, so the three together work in conjunction to help insulin increase your energy expenditure, and it works while you're sleeping as well. So you're not breathing harder, you're not nervous. I'm not. I don't have any of that stuff. Side effect is, the only side effect I had was constipation, which you can get a pill for if you need it. I only happened twice in the 4 weeks that I've been actually we're now 30 days. And by the way, I lost 20 pounds in 4 weeks. On the 30th day, which is today, I dropped another 2 pounds. So I actually lost 22 pounds in the first month. It's pretty good. And I'm not really making a big effort. You really just don't think of food, okay? You think of food when you're hungry, but you don't overeat. You don't eat for taste so much. Like you don't get the urges for something salty like potato chips or cookies, something sweet. You don't get those urges like you used to get, like I used to get. You could take it or leave it. If you're not hungry, you don't eat it. It's just kind of weird. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit about current status. People ask me, can they buy it in the States? And actually, you cannot. In order to get it legally in the States, you have to be on a USA FDA-approved clinical trial. Okay. So it's not yet approved in the USA. You can get it here in the Philippines. You can get it from China, Philippines, and India, which sells it very cheap. I'm sure when they finally do come out with it, it'll be a lot more expensive in the USA, because pharmaceutical companies are very powerful in the USA and they make money. So it has not had the final U.S. Food and Drug Administration FDA approval. It is in the third phase of clinical trials. They're expected to finish in early 2026. But I'm being told that because they drag in the U.S., it might not be available to 2027. Now, there's also peptides available for mitochondria, to help mitochondria, and some of those things that you could take other things. Methylene blue, I take methylene blue, and it helps very good with mitochondria. There's also another peptide called MOTS-C, MOTS-C, which is available here in the Philippines, SS31 and BPC-157. If you watch the videos, which I have the links for in the description, they'll explain those. I'm not going to get into it now. It's a little bit complicated. One of them is Dr. Trevor Bachmeyer videos, and also Dr. James. So those are the two that I will include links to in my description. The next thing is legality in the U.S. Okay, so technically, because it's in phase 3, U.S. citizens can only receive it by enrolling in one of the trials. There are no pharmacy sales yet. U.S. doctors cannot prescribe Retatrutide. They do not carry it until it's approved. You can buy from international sites. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just saying you can. This is for information. You can buy from, say, China, India, or Philippines. However, it can also be confiscated by customs or the FDA, and they're going to make you pay up front for it, and you may not receive it, because they can seize shipments of unapproved drugs into the USA. And it is a gray area, which actually it's a clear violation. So let's see. Let's move on. The FDA has approved the alternative peptides, which is semaglutide and tirzepatide, and they already exist, but they're only one type of peptide with one agonist. They're not the triple, which Retatrutide is. So there's a risk of ordering international. Okay. Shut. Oh, I didn't say that. I got to go past this. Okay. Now, there is a fourth one. I'm going to stop it again. I need to look that up. There's a fourth one that's in trials right now that's supposed to be a better than Retatrutide. And it's in its first trials, okay? Like Retatrutide has gone through 2 trials, which took several years. There's a fourth one that's in its first year of trials, and it actually has 4 agonists. And the fourth agonist it helps build muscle. So if you're not muscular, it'll actually help you build muscle. And one of the things they're a little bit concerned about in Retatrutide is that you may lose muscle unless you do workouts with weight training and exercise. You could lose muscle as well as fat. It does go after the visceral fat, which is around your, fatty livers, fatty kidney, fat that's unnecessary in Retatrutide. It does go after it, but it also may affect slightly on muscle. So they're saying as long as you do resistance training, lifting of weights, swimming is one of the best, swimming, and walking and things like that, which I'm doing now, you won't lose because you're building muscle. So whatever you lose, you'll gain back. With that said, it's pretty much everything I have found out on my own, and I'm going to go ahead and attach my interview with Joe Caruso after this, and we'll be talking more into it. I appreciate it. It was just a quick a short information of what I got. If you guys have any other questions, you can put it in the comments, but I think I covered most of the usual comments. Again, what I pay currently is 5,000 pesos, which is about $87 US, for a 20 milligram bottle, which will last after the first month. It'll last more than a month. You'll use half of it. You'll use half of a 20 milligram bottle in the first month, and then every month thereafter, you'll use a full 20 milligrams. So over a period of 4 weeks, you could do 1 injection a week, or you could do 1/2 injections twice a week, which I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm in my second month. I'll be using 20 milligrams for the second month, and I'll be doing 2.5 milligrams on Saturdays, 2.5 milligrams on Wednesdays, and that's going to cost me $87 with a kit, which includes needles, alcohol, wipes, and the BAC water. So watch the first video I did. It explains that you have to add, it comes dry, it does not have to be refrigerated, it doesn't go bad. It has a 20 micron filtered water that you buy. It actually comes in the kit. A 20 micron bottle of water that comes in the kit. And it also has a little bit, I think 0.9%, 0.09%, something like that, alcohol in it to keep it from growing any bacteria or anything. And that you add that liquid to the 20 milligram bottle, and it tells you with instructions how much to add. And then you take injection, that you keep in the refrigerator, and then you take injections from the liquid, okay? But shipping it to you doesn't affect it by heat, cold, or anything else. The second source, actually that is the second source. The first source was too expensive. The first source was 12,000 pesos for the same thing. And that's a little too much. That's $200, a little over $200. So the first purchase was $200 for the first month. The second month I'm working on is not $87 for the second month. We now have another source from China. However, when you buy from other countries, all of us know, okay, that if you buy from India or China, especially China, you may not get what you pay for, okay? They put out fake stuff, okay? So we're doing a single order, but it's 10 20 milligram bottles of powder, 10, and enough BAC water to add to it for all 10 vials. And that's $160 USD for shipping to the Philippines, and $160 for the product and $70 for the shipping. So 6, 12, 13, $230. So $230 roughly, and you'll get literally 10 times what you would have normally if you just put out $87 for one bottle of 20 milligrams. So it's a hell of a savings. It really brings it down to under $25 a bottle for a month, and that's very affordable at $25 a month. It's coming. We've ordered it. There's several people on this. They prefer to be kept private, but we all compare notes, and all of us have had similar side effects or constipation. But none of us have gotten sick or had anything where we got ill, had stomach aches or diarrhea, because they do talk about that in the videos. None of us had any of those problems. I noticed for me, it felt like a little bit of confusion when I took a larger dose. And I literally felt like I wasn't quite as keen or sharp and remembering names and things. And then after a day or two, it seemed to clear up better. So it may affect more than just your mind as far as not wanting food. It may affect your ability to remember certain things. That's just the way I felt. However, I am 69. So, you get up there in years, you kind of have brain farts. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. It's just the way it is. I can hardly wait to 70. So, anyway, but nobody else experienced that. That was just me. So maybe it's just my problem. Anyway, again, I'm sorry to drag this on so long. Stay tuned. Right after this will be Joe Caruso, and he'll give his information and who he is and what he knows, and we'll attach it to this video, and It's quite informative. Actually, he's a very sharp guy. I liked him very much at the mall, but I didn't want to get too much information from him. So here you go. You guys take care. I know it's working for me great. I'm losing weight, and I'm not. I'm feeling better already. I mean, you lose 20 pounds, you feel a lot better. I have a long ways to go, though. I have another 70 pounds. I like to lose 50 minimum, and up to 70, 80 pounds more to lose. So we'll see. By the way, it also, as far as it's more of a semi-permanent change. So it's not like you have to take this forever. What happens is you eventually go on maintenance. So you will take less and maybe not as often to keep your desired weight. And eventually your mind is permanently rewired, and you may not take it at all, or you'll take it like once a month or once every 6 months. So it does permanently change. It's more of a cure from what I've read. Again, it's only when I'm giving you information what I read. I will have another disclaimer both in the description and also at the beginning of this video, which you saw already. But it does rewire you and make you a permanent change, which would be nice. I love these things because literally it's just like technology with electronics. I mean, can you imagine cell phones 50, 75 years ago? Hell, we had the Tandy computers, and they were huge. They're doing the same thing now with the human body. It's technology, and it's amazing. And honestly, people that are 30 or 40 years are going to easily live way over 100, maybe 120 plus because of what's going on now. So I was born a little too soon. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned. Here comes Joe. Well, hello, everybody. This is Goldfinger from the Goldfinger Minute. And hello, Joe.
Hello, how are you?
Joe has been invited on, as I said previous to this, on the studio to give us information. I'm going to get a little background, but he's very knowledgeable about peptides and what was available before peptides, I believe. And he's in very good shape, I know, because when he stands up, he's muscular. And honestly, you don't look your age. What is your age?
63.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Okay,
Yeah.
You do not look your age.
I get that all the time.
Take your hat off just for a second. I got to tell everybody. He even has dark hair, and it's natural with a little bit of gray.
A little bit of
Look
gray.
at you. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put it back on if you feel comfortable. I know it might get cool in here. Anyway, thank you, Joe, for coming. And
Yes.
You are retired now.
Yes, retired in January of this year.
Congrats.
Yes.
And you are visiting the Philippines, or are you living here?
No, I'm here permanent. Yes.
And
working on my SRV.
SRRV?
Yep. And I moved here. I came here February 20th, so just a little over 6 months. And this is my new home. This is it.
Well, congrats. And
Thank you.
Dumagetti. You chose
Dumagetti. I chose Dumagetti because of a lot of the YouTubers. I tried several other places. I went to Manila for like 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then I lived in Baguio for a little while.
Huh.
Going back and forth to the U.S. before retirement, just checking places out. And had never been to Dumagetti. And I've been watching, the YouTube channels of some of the expats, and I'm like, this seems like me.
All right.
For sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
And before we get into the background, how I met Joe was he came up to me at the mall.
Yeah.
He saw me eating at Rib Shack.
Yeah.
By the way, I was eating very good.
Yeah.
No rice and just a blue marlin. Oh, it's so good over there.
I haven't had a chance to eat there yet, but that's probably today.
Actually, very good food and very expensive.
Oh, yes.
You can buy a blue marlin, a thick steak, a 3/4-inch thick steak of blue marlin for like $2.50.
Right.
I mean, $2.50.
Oh, that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and if you want it with rice, it might be $2.75. They don't charge you anything for rice.
Right.
And it's unlimited rice there.
Unlimited, yeah.
Oh, now you're going to make me hungry. Okay.
I did see you, though, on my very first day here, February 20th. I came in at 10:30. My Airbnb host picked me up at the airport, went straight to my Airbnb. I took a shower. I got changed. I went straight to the Honda dealership, bought my bike. Within an hour,
Really?
on the road with it, went straight to the mall to get supplies, and I actually saw you that first day.
That was the first day.
I saw you.
Oh, really?
And you were, I was gonna say hi at that point, but you had already had like another.
Yeah, there was another guy that recognized me that I just met as well,
Right.
and I didn't want to cut you off or anything, but I think you had to go someplace anyway. You had something you had to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was nice. Well, I'm glad you came back because I said I'd like to have you come back because you were very knowledgeable about peptides,
Yep.
and you watched my video, I believe, and you said congratulations on losing 20 pounds in 4 weeks, and I said I says I'm all new to peptides now. We're going to talk about peptides, but I still want to get a little more background from you.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the medical field. Explain how and what you did in the medical field.
Well, in 1980, after high school, I went into a radiology program and basically became an X-ray technologist.
Okay.
And that's one of my licenses. And very shortly after I became an X-ray tech, I decided to move on to intervention, which is angiography and cardiology.
Okay.
And ended up in the cath lab, the cardiac cath lab. And that's where I've been ever since. So a very long time in the cath lab. And then another license I had to have. For that, I didn't really have to have it, but I took it anyway. It's called an RCIS, which is a registered cardiovascular invasive specialist.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. So those are my two licenses.
So were you doing surgery? You were a surgeon?
No, I was actually a technologist that assisted the cardiologist in the cath lab procedure. So we did angioplasty and stent placement.
Okay.
And that kind of thing.
And what did you actually do? You were in the operating room.
Well, cath lab suite, which is basically a big glorified fluoroscopy room, a big glorified X-ray room is all it is.
A glorified X-ray room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And cath lab is separate from the OR. It's a lot of hospitals will have the cath lab in the radiology department, but here lately they're in their own little world. And
what do they do in a cath lab? I'm sorry, I'm ignorant about this.
That's where. Okay, so let me give you a scenario. So say you're having chest pain. And you think you might be having a heart attack. So you're going to go to the emergency room.
Okay.
You go into the emergency room, you say, I'm having chest pain. They put you in a room. An emergency room doctor comes to see you, and they do lab work. They hook up to an EKG, and say 10, 15 minutes later, ER doctor says, we think you're having a heart attack. We're going to call the cath lab team, and they're going to come take you to the cath lab.
Okay.
So we're actually the next people that you see.
The second after they have determined that you have had you're having a heart attack, stroke, or is it a stroke or just a heart attack?
Heart attack, yeah.
Stroke is in the head.
Yeah.
Well, so that's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we'll come down into the ER. We'll get you, take you to the cath lab. It's just an X-ray table, like a fluoroscopy table. If you ever had any kind of GI test or any kind of barium enema or upper GI or anything like that. No. It's basically an X-ray room, but it's a big, fancy fluoroscopy unit.
Okay.
Pull you over on the table, and everyone thinks it's a surgery. I guess you could say it's kind of a surgery, but it's non-invasive. So we don't open you up. We access your artery in your groin. We put a small catheter in your groin.
How painful. Okay, when you say you in the groin, you have to open up the skin and go in.
Well, it's a stick with a needle. Then a wire goes in, and then the needle comes out, and then we put a little tiny catheter in, and your entire procedure is done through this very small catheter.
But you're moving something all the way up to where the heart is.
But you don't feel any of that.
That's just freaking scary. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're seeing what? You're seeing
on X-ray. We see when we actually do our runs and do the films. We pretty much see your coronary arteries. That's what we're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah. To see where your blockage is,
and you did what part of that?
I assisted the cardiologist. So cardiologist would get access in the groin. We would we would basically do the diagnostic exam first, which was left coronary artery, and we do put the X-ray contrast in, which is X-ray dye. Everyone calls it dye, but it's really X-ray contrast.
Is that the beryllium or something like that?
No, it's an iodine-based contrast.
Okay.
Yeah. So we take a picture of your left coronary artery, we take a picture of your right coronary artery, and then we take a picture of your pumping chamber, which is the LV, your left ventricle. And then after the diagnostic part of that, we would say, okay, we got to put a stent here, we got to do this, got to do that, and then we would do it. And I've been on really serious heart attack cases with really good cardiologists. From the time we hit the table, from the time we're taking the patient to recovery, less than 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Pain-free.
Pain-free.
Yeah.
And you put in, what do they call it, a stent?
The stent, yeah.
And the stent is what?
It kind of looks like, I'm trying to, you know, the little Chinese handcuffs?
Yeah, yeah. You can't pull your fingers apart.
Can't pull your fingers apart.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looks like when it's deployed
Okay.
in your artery. It's actually crimped down over a little balloon. The cardiologist will put the catheter up into your, say, right coronary artery, and you have a stenosis there. They'll put the stent in the middle of the stenosis, and he'll hold it there. And then I have a device called an inflator, which basically it's just I turn the inflator, and it blows the balloon up underneath the stent. And as the balloon goes up, it pushes the stent open and basically tacks it into the wall of your artery like a girder, and it stays open.
And
so
then
now,
you can take the balloon back out?
and you deflate the
Because
balloon.
it holds it. It holds it in that.
Holds it in the place for a little bit, and you deflate the balloon, and you pull it out, and then you're fixed.
And it's for blood flow?
Blood flow. Now you've opened the artery up. They're pretty much pain-free at that point because they'll always say my pain's gone because they'll always ask you.
So basically it's a pinched blood vessel? Blood? What is it called? What do they call the blood vessel? I don't know.
Well, in your arteries, it's going to either be an occlusion from a clot or it's going to be a buildup of calcium.
Okay.
And
occlusion means what? A blockage?
A blockage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it could be one or the other, but either way, it will expand.
And open your artery.
Is it a vein? I don't know what it is.
Artery.
It's an artery.
Yep.
So it expands the artery.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool.
And then, as technology and cardiology advances,
I swear we're all going to live to 140. I was born too soon. Okay.
Yeah, it's really getting sophisticated. Cardiology is getting so advanced now. This is a funny story. I worked when I was a traveler, because I traveled with cardiac cath lab. I was at a hospital in Minnesota, and our cath lab program was so aggressive, and our doctors were so good that we would have the heart surgeon come to the cath lab and talk to the cardiologist. You're not sending me any business.
Okay.
Well, we're not sending you any business because
they don't have any problems.
We're fixing the hearts.
Okay.
So cath lab is basically lessened open heart surgery.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's So before you have to actually have open heart surgery, now you're able to go to the cath lab.
Now you go
and it solves most problems.
Yeah. Go to the cath lab. You get you access through the femoral artery with a tiny little catheter. And it's getting so advanced now that a lot of doctors are doing it through the wrist. So the artery in your wrist.
Oh, that just bugs me. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
And you're walking out the door the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you've done this for how many years?
Oh, good Lord.
You said from
about 25.
Oh, so you've done it quite a. You've done, I assume, hundreds.
Yes. Yeah. And I've seen the technology advance too. I've seen it go from very basic procedure to now this glorified, really cool, what we call toys to play with.
Okay.
Really cool tools.
So I remember back in the day when I used to be younger and I would pump iron and stuff.
Right.
We had a couple things available to us, which was steroids, which they always feared.
Yes.
Because they said you'd come off it or you look something weird later on or something. I don't know. It was always like, it'll look great for a while,
right.
and then eventually it will bite you in the butt. And they had HGH, which was human
growth hormone.
Human growth hormones.
Yeah.
Was there anything else, or that was it? There wasn't peptides.
No, none of that existed back then.
No.
So the basically the HGH was pre-peptides.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Yeah, and it would reset your body just like the peptides do.
Now I've watched some videos, and they said you can still take HGH. It's good for you. It doesn't do the same thing as peptides.
Different. Yeah,
it's different. Totally different thing. What does HGH do?
HGH is a hormone in your pituitary gland that basically helps you grow. It helps as a child. It helps you grow. It's what makes your body grow.
But if you're already grown
and you take it, you're going to get bigger. You're going to So if you're
When you say bigger, do you mean taller or do you mean
Muscular.
more muscular? Okay.
basically the human growth hormone will, if you're eating good and you're working out at the gym, on a regular basis, human growth hormone will diminish your fat cells and you'll gain muscle mass.
Okay.
So it's like,
By the way, I'm sorry, I need to put in a CYA. This is all information, okay?
Yes.
Strictly between you and I
Right.
discussing it. We're not recommending anything to anybody.
no, this is just crazy stuff that we did when we were younger.
Okay, and we're just talking about the past and
Yeah.
for information only. I got to cover my butt.
Yeah.
So, okay, now the human growth, I did that. I did HGH for a while, but I didn't stay with it. It was rather expensive.
It's very expensive, like $1,500 a month about.
Yeah.
I just did a round of HGH about 4 years ago.
Are you doing it here?
No, I'm done. Yeah.
How do you finish with HGH? How do you know you're done?
It was too expensive.
Okay, what about here? I think it's a lot cheaper here.
I haven't researched it yet.
All right.
But if it is a lot cheaper here, then
I'll send you the link.
That may be something in the future.
I get peptides, they sell HGH, and it's not very expensive.
Okay.
It's
Awesome.
cheaper than peptides, I think.
It just makes you youthful. It's like the fountain of youth. It just
Really?
makes you feel good. You lose weight.
Explain to me, what is mitochondria?
Mitochondria.
I thought that also was something that all around good for you to make you feel better or healthier. Is that incorrect?
I don't know what mitochondria.
Okay.
That's like a cell, maybe.
It's supposed to help you all over your body and everything. I don't know if it's the same as HGH, but
No.
Different,
I don't think it
okay.
is. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you look in your phone.
No, that's good. I mean,
But I hear that all the time.
down to the cellular level, I'm not smart down to the
Okay.
down to the cellular level.
Well, then we're not going to tell anybody anything about mitochondria.
Okay,
Let's pass on it. Something I heard. They could make their own opinion on that. So now, are you taking anything now?
No, I haven't taken anything since 2022.
What about vitamins?
Yes, I take vitamins.
Blood pressure pills?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have hypertension.
Yeah, that's hereditary from my father.
Okay, and you just keep it in check with blood pressure pills?
Yes. Matter of fact, since I've moved to the Philippines,
Uh-huh.
I've had to cut my dosage in half.
Yes.
Because my stress level is gone.
Well, congrats.
From the States, yeah.
I lowered mine too. In fact, I changed it because I was using lisinopril, and I found that there's other products here over the counter that's a fraction of the cost.
Right.
Maybe they get it from China. I'm not sure, but there's a lot cheaper products here.
Right.
What else do you? If it's okay if I ask. By the way, if there's anything you don't want to answer,
No, I'm
please
good. I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just tell me. Hey, that's personal. It's
So
okay.
when I was in the States, I was taking 300 milligrams irbesartan,
Okay.
and another high blood pressure medicine at night, which was 50 milligrams, I think it was, or 25 milligrams. Since I've been here, I've cut that one out, and my 300 milligram irbesartan I break in half now.
Irbesartan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm taking 150 milligrams once a day,
All right.
and I'm normal.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is it the food? You said it's stress, but do you think it's the food as well?
It might be the clean food. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing processed here. I'm not swinging through McDonald's on the way home from the hospital.
Yeah, I don't eat too much fast food here.
and doing that anymore.
Actually, I don't even like McDonald's
Yeah.
anymore.
So the stress level was kind of high in the cath lab.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it
Yeah.
was. I mean, you're dealing with people's lives. Okay, that's
Plus the not only that, the call is kind of stressful. There's a lot of call.
what do you mean by call?
You're on call.
You're on call.
On call,
Any
yeah.
hour.
Any hour.
So that's boom. You got to quick get out of bed
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
sleeping.
3 o'clock in the morning. Yep. So,
Okay.
And so
And you could have one after another after another. So you could run long hours.
yes, matter of fact, I can tell you right now, there was one hospital that I worked at for a little while, and I was on call on the weekend, and
Uh-huh.
we had been there. This was Saturday. We'd been there all day. 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, we're finally getting out of there. We didn't even make it to our cars in the parking lot,
And you got to call.
and the pagers went off to go back in. We didn't get out of there till like 2 o'clock in the morning. As we were walking back out again, after 3 more patients, the RN that I worked with, he looked at me, he says, I feel sorry for the next guy that comes through now if we get called back in again. He goes, because I'm done. meaning totally exhausted, done.
Right. I mean, there's only so much you can do. Do they have other doctors on call for do the same thing?
The smaller hospitals will have one cardiologist on call for the whole weekend, but some of the really big hospitals that have, or the bigger cities that have multiple groups, like multiple cardiology groups, three cardiologists on call from different groups.
And you'd work with the same surgeon, I assumed?
Same cardiologist. Well, most groups had, several cardiologists, depending on what day that they were in the cath lab, but they would rotate call on the weekends.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, what's next? Okay, we're supposed to be talking about peptides.
That's right.
So let's go into that. So I have some background from you. You're very knowledgeable. And what do you know about peptides, and what can you recommend and suggest for yourself?
Myself, yes.
Versus others. Okay, this is personal information. We're just explaining what we've used or what we found ourselves to be applicable.
Well, this is fairly new in like the medical field, in the medical industry. Type 2 medication for type 2 diabetes back when the Ozempics and the Wegovy's and stuff were coming into play. That was designed specifically for people with type 2 diabetes. But then after a period of time, a lot of other doctors were like weight loss doctors. They were saying, well, wait a minute, this stuff really works well. These people are losing weight like crazy. So now,
so it was an after effect or a by.
Yeah, it was second. It was like collateral damage, or not damage, but good. It was good. And so now there's like weight loss doctors and stuff that will say, wait a minute, this Ozempic stuff, the semaglutide and the Wegovy, we can start using this for a weight loss program.
It's a lot. That's true for several medicines. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. You use them off label
because there's some medicines that are actually for people that have, I forgot what they call it, when they're having a attack. I don't know what they call it. They can't control themselves.
Right.
But they use that for other reasons too, for pain and for other. They find that there's side effects, and the side effects sometimes are positive.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Another thing too, they found out that there's some antidepressants out there that are great for chronic pain.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just. After people are using this medicine for a while, they're finding out that, hey, wait a minute, it does this now and it does this and it helps me with this, and so you can use stuff off label. It's no big deal.
So Ozempic was actually used of weight loss from a side effect, but it was originally for
type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now it's specifically being prescribed to patients for weight loss.
Okay.
Yeah, and it works very well.
It works very well, but I heard there's a lawsuit going.
Well, there might be, some here
major.
and there.
And I guess nothing works for everybody 100%.
Right.
Because there can be some negative side effects to anything you take.
Oh, yeah. The fen thing was a big deal.
I loved fen. I lost weight on fen. And I went to a doctor on it, okay? And I lost an incredible amount of weight, and I felt great. And then they took it off the market, and within 2 years, I was right back, if not worse.
Yes. When they took Ephedra off the market, so back in the day, weightlifting, and I was also doing a lot of cycling, a lot of bicycle racing and stuff. We would eat Ephedra like candy. And it was, they had put Ephedra in pills like Rip Fuel and a Hydroxycut, and they'd put the Ephedra in protein powder, for your
I'm
protein
not familiar
shakes
with it,
but the Ephedra was basically a not so strong version of fen-phen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fen-phen made me not think of food.
Yeah.
Made me energetic, hyper.
Oh yeah.
I mean, almost like a Coke high.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I know about Coke high is because I loved Coke.
Yeah.
But I saw what people look like after several years of Coke, that they get addicted.
Right.
And that scared the hell out of me, so I wouldn't do it on a regular basis. But I did try it a few times, and I loved it. Okay.
Yeah.
It made me not hungry. It made me want to clean out the refrigerator, not to eat, but just to clean it.
Clean it, right. Yeah.
I clean the floors, I clean the house, I get a project done. But luckily, I wasn't addicted. I don't have an addictive personality. I don't get addicted to anything that I know of.
Right.
So I could take it or leave it. So it got expensive, and then eventually it got cut so many times. This is a whole other story. Yeah. But they kept cutting Coke further to make money, and pretty soon you're snorting baking powder or talcum barter or stuff. Yeah. So I just said, screw this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now back to peptides. Sorry.
That's right. Well, it does. It seems like every time, there's something goes on the market and everyone starts using it, and it's just the greatest thing ever. And then someone's got to mess it up by suing somebody, have a lawsuit come in, and next thing you know, 2 years later, it's gone.
off the market.
It's off the market. It's gone.
Do you think, now I know it's not FDA approved yet in the U.S.
They're in there. So the trifecta, the one that you're taking,
Retatrutide. Yeah.
In the States, it's in the final stages of phase 3 trials, which
Right.
means after they're finished with their phase 3 trials, they're able to submit the application to the FDA for approval. So they're thinking that maybe in 2027, it'll be on the market, ready to go.
Well, that's 2 years away. Sure.
Yeah, but that's the nice thing about medicine in Europe or medicine overseas is there isn't an FDA to block you and drag things out. Europe always has the newest, latest, greatest drugs way before we do.
Okay, the thing is, though, isn't the FDA supposed to be there to protect us and help us live longer, or is the FDA controlled by Big Pharma? And I'll say it.
Yeah, it's 50-50 there. Yeah.
So is it in the FDA's best interest or not to approve it?
Yeah.
There's a question there.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, because if they did approve something that makes you healthy and not need medications like blood pressure pills,
exactly.
like blood sugar pills, diabetes, and things that cures things, then mostly what I saw in the U.S., and you wouldn't know this until you traveled outside the country,
Right.
but mostly what I see in the USA is they're not curing you, they're treating you.
Yeah.
Because you're a long-term guinea pig.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so every time you have another problem, a few years down, they could treat you again, and you're able to spend money on Big Pharma.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but it's the truth. This is what I have found. This is my opinion.
It's job security.
Okay, but when I went to other countries, they cure you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I literally got cured from the big C word, okay?
Right.
I did. I had it. I had pancreatitis. And I was told in the U.S., you're going to die. You have 6 months or less to live.
Yeah.
I went out of the country and got cured. And that was a story I actually have put out on YouTube. But it's my story. I'm not recommending anything to anybody. I'm just letting you know that this is the way it is. You go to Europe, they cure you, okay? They don't treat you.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Yes.
So let's go back to okay. Yeah. We'll get off of that. Anyway, a little bit mad at the USA about that because I would have been dead already. I'd have been dead over 10 years ago. So
there are so many people that leave the country for treatment.
And I know Thailand's phenomenal. If anybody ever wants to get treatment for something serious and they're able to wait, go to Thailand. Their medicine and operating rooms and surgical hospitals and stuff like that are on a whole nother level.
Oh, yeah.
Way above USA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. But back to peptides. Sorry. I keep going sideways.
That's
Sorry.
right.
So on peptides, what is exactly Retatrutide and how does it work?
Well, it's got the three peptides, the GLP-1, the GIP, and also glucagon. So those are the three peptides that your GI system stimulates for either food. It makes you feel fuller.
Right.
It slows down peristalsis or slows down your motility. Of your...
You're going to have to explain what motility and peristalsis...
Okay, peristalsis and motility is your food getting pushed through...
It slows your metabolism down.
Exactly. Slows your metabolism down.
Yes.
Yeah. And matter of fact, in radiology, we would use glucagon for some GI studies because it slowed down... It made the bowel not move around, so when we took our radiographs, we wouldn't see blurry bowel with barium in it.
Okay.
It slowed the motility. It slowed down the peristalsis to where the pictures came out good. We would give it IM. The radiologist would give an IM injection of glucagon. By the time the patient drank the barium and we started taking our pictures, the motility would be low and we'd get really nice pictures. Basically, we did it to get really nice pictures.
Okay, what is the advantage of slowing down a metabolism?
Slowing down. Well, I think the peptide actually blocks the glucagon, like the one that you're taking. It blocks the glucagon. Glucagon slows it down. It blocks that, so you get you get that great metabolism. That's what it does.
Okay.
So you ever heard this? You ever heard someone say, "God, I wish I had that person's metabolism," or "You must have a great metabolism"?
I thought I meant they eat a lot of food and it goes right through them.
Oh,
That's what I thought it meant. I guess I was wrong.
well,
It means that they can eat whatever they want, but they don't absorb it? I'm a little confused.
Not really. It just an increased metabolism. An increased metabolism means you're burning your calories.
You're burning your calories.
Burning your calories. Yeah. So it's not like you eat and you have no metabolism and the food just sits in your gut and your body absorbs it all and the fat goes. Your body stores the fat. If you have a great metabolism, your body's going to burn the calories and you're not going to gain weight.
Okay.
So basically by blocking glucagon, you're blocking the glucagon so you have an increased metabolism.
So you have an increased metabolism.
Increased metabolism, yeah.
A little hard to understand. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was reverse. Okay. I might have said earlier that it was wrong.
Because you want an active metabolism.
You want an active metabolism.
You want a metabolism that metabolizes your calories and
okay. So on the just so that you know, guys, when I first have the video beforehand, I said it slows your metabolism. You want an active metabolism. I was completely wrong about that. Right. Okay, so just strike that. All right. Now that's why I brought you on, because I'm not understanding it. Okay.
Yeah, so the Retatrutide, what it does is by the GLP-1 and a GIP-1 basically is it inhibits the glucagon. It's so what it does is the insulin that's released in your body when you eat, what you're taking inhibits glucagon. So it inhibits that peptide from slowing down your metabolism.
Okay.
So your metabolism, it's blocking that. So now your metabolism gets faster and picks up. And that's how you burn calories.
How you lose weight.
Burn fat. Yep.
But I don't feel like I'm breathing hard or my heart's racing.
No.
You don't feel anything then.
No, it's just your body working. It's your body burning unwanted fat cells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not like fen-phen where I would feel my heartbeat faster. Honestly, fen-phen it did. Fen-phen and any of those drugs.
Ephedra.
Yeah, or if you take those 4-hour things, you feel like you're having a heart attack.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not like that because I don't feel any change. I really don't feel any change other than I don't feel any change whatsoever. But I notice food doesn't interest me.
That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah.
And I'm not interested in potato chips or apple pie or ice cream. It just it's like not a big deal. I don't miss it. I don't miss sweets or salties or anything. It's kind of weird.
Right. So So the GLP-1 basically just it's a glucagon-like peptide, and it slows your digestion, which reduces your hunger, basically.
So a lot of people had mentioned in comments on the previous video I did that I should be that it's not approved, and so I shouldn't be taking it. And if I am taking it, I should be under a doctor's care. What's your thoughts on that? Since I'm not under a doctor's care, and I am able to get it in the Philippines, right from Manila.
Most of the doctors that I've worked with in the past rely on pharmacists and the medical data from the trials and for their dosing.
Okay.
You're getting this product straight from the company.
Yes.
And they're giving you a detailed plan on week 1, week 4.
They tell you instructions on how to take it.
If you go to a physician, they're going to look at that, and that's what they're going to tell you.
Okay. So it's not based on.
It's not
based on experience because they're not experienced with it. It's too new.
They're going to basically tell you what what this company is telling you.
Okay.
For your dosage. Now in the States, when it does get approved, of course it's going to be a prescription drug, And that falls into that whole thing that you and I were just talking about with the FDA. And
I guarantee it'll be more expensive too in the States.
Oh, $2,000 a month.
Ouch!
I would say $1,500. Yeah.
Holy Lord! You know how cheap it is here? Oh
Yeah.
my God!
Yeah.
I was complaining about $87 a month.
Oh gosh.
I found it cheaper out of China, but we haven't got that yet. We're going to check and see if that's the same product or not. But we found it as cheap as $24 a month, $25 a month. But if it comes from China, if it's really true, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, things from China is iffy.
Right. Could be fake.
Everything from China is iffy.
Yeah.
But what I'm taking right now, $87. Now, am I losing weight too fast? I'm just going to ask you your opinion. I lost 20 pounds in 4 weeks, and on 30th day, I was down 21 and 3/4 pounds, almost 22.
That's awesome.
But is that too fast?
No,
it seems
not.
awfully fast to me. It
No.
seems faster than Fed.
There is such thing as losing weight too fast because you can run into some side effects and some problems, but
It's
that's
okay.
Whenever someone goes on a diet or takes medication or whatever to lose weight, your first third of the whole treatment you're doing, you always lose weight really fast. Especially men.
Usually water weight, though.
Yeah, men lose weight a lot faster than women.
Oh,
especially if you go on the no carb thing, men will lose weight really fast, and then you'll hit a plateau and everything.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
Yeah, for like a month, you're like, oh, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, you'll pick back up.
Start going again.
Yeah.
Or you go off it, you eat something with carbs, and then you go right back to no carb, and that seemed to kickstart it again.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but it did. That's what it used to. Even on fasting, I didn't always lose weight on fasting. It was kind of weird.
Right. Then that's periodic fasting was a big thing, a couple of years ago, but that, like you said, that really didn't.
The 1 meal a day worked because you didn't do necessarily low carb on one meal a day. You could eat what you want. The idea behind the 1 meal a day, is my understanding is that you couldn't eat enough calories in, let's say, 1 hour. Okay,
one
meal
to make a difference.
If you're doing 23-1 or 20, 24, whatever the cycle was, but you couldn't eat enough calories to sustain what you're using in a full day.
Yes,
and so it didn't matter. It's not supposed to gorge yourself, but you could eat pizza. You could have spaghetti. Because
you're portioning.
Yeah, because it's only one meal.
And back to the fasting thing. A lot of people say, well, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is not.
It is not.
It is absolutely not the most important meal of the day because you don't want to break your fast. So when you go to bed at night, you're not eating. You wake up in the morning, you want to keep your fast. So actually, lunch is probably the most important meal of the day.
Okay, because you don't want to eat late at night either.
Right.
So then you're sleeping on it and you're not working it off.
As soon as you get up in the morning and you eat, you broke your fast. Your break fast. That's
what about coffee with cream? No sugar.
Anything with calories is considered breaking your fast.
Okay.
Your fasting. So water. I don't think coffee.
Coffee, unless I add heavy whipping cream to my coffee.
Then that would be breaking your fast.
I broke my fast.
There's calories. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I do coffee in the morning with cream, but my stomach's hungry right now. I can hear it. I don't feel hungry. I can hear my stomach. It's very strange because going back a little bit, even yesterday, I would look at a menu and I'm going, that's not enough food. Maybe I should order a salad and a soup with it, or maybe I should order 2 of those.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I was ordering little chicken skewers from the appetizer side.
Right.
I said, well, let me start with this and see what happens, because I've been ordering in the past larger portions. Like when I mentioned I ordered the Blue Marlin, I'd order 2 Blue Marlins.
Right.
And I couldn't finish them. Okay? And I'm still walking, so I'd have to leave it on the plate. Or I'd order, like they'd have the rib. Okay, and I ordered the larger plate size rib.
Right.
Okay, couldn't finish them, left it on the plate. Okay, so I was going, okay, well, so yesterday I said I'll just order the appetizer chickens, 5 skewers, little tiny chicken. I'm looking at that. When it comes, I look at it and go, yeah, that ain't gonna fill me up, right? That's in my mindset.
Right.
Okay, but after I ate it, I felt satisfied, and I really didn't need anything else.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
Yes,
it's weird because when they say your eyes are bigger than your stomach, okay, this is the case. It happens. Okay, I look at the food and go, that's not enough food, but it is, and maybe I'm eating more like a normal person now that I'm on Retatrutide. I don't know. Maybe normal people just don't eat that much.
Well, yeah, and through the years too, a lot of people have forgotten what real portions were. you
Yeah,
know.
they said the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
That's small to me, but actually now that feels me.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
weird.
Yep.
But they say the size of the palm of your hand are the protein. And I can remember in the past I'd have 2 palms and a foot. Okay,
Right, exactly. Yeah.
full of food. So,
Yeah.
and now Carolyn serves me a bowl of food. I go, honey, that's way. I'm not going to finish that.
Yeah.
She says, well, eat what you want. So I eat until I feel full, and I feel full after 1/3, not even
Perfect.
half.
Yeah.
And I go, I can't. I save this for later, and it just sits there in the refrigerator and gets thrown away.
Yeah.
Food's getting thrown away, which bugs me because I grew up with. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm going on a rant.
That's right.
again.
That's right.
But I grew up with there's starving kids in China.
Yeah.
And clean your plate.
Clean your plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore.
Okay.
I'm in China. Okay. I mean, roughly, I'm in Asia.
Right.
So, yes, there are hungry people, I'm sure, in China, but nobody here clears a plate. I've looked at other people.
I do.
They take it home.
I do the same thing when we're eating. We have a big Tupperware container we keep in the refrigerator, and we call it dog. The dog container.
Yeah, dog
And-
ate my steak the other day.
Yeah.
I had a big old. I had a. It was a pork chop, but it was huge.
Right.
And my friend had the same thing, and he ate all of his. And I'm looking at mine. I'm going, you want the rest of mine, because I had only eaten less than half of it. Okay.
Right.
And he goes, no, I'm full. And who got it? Einstein.
Right.
Einstein
Yeah.
ate the steak.
Yeah.
It sat in the refrigerator for a day, and I thought, I'd have it tonight. And didn't get hungry at night. I actually do have some fruit, so I like oranges.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I like oranges at night, or an apple.
Right.
Okay. And I'll either have an apple or I'll have 2 or 3 oranges. They're small here, but and that's fine. That's all I need. Okay.
Yeah.
Calorie wise, I don't want something heavy. Okay.
Right.
And I like fruit, so I still eat a little bit of fruit at night before I go to bed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Usually around 6 or 7. I don't. Go to
That's
bed
still
till-
early. That's
yeah,
good.
it's still early. When I say night, it's the sun's down, but
Right.
but it's not late.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then I don't have breakfasts anymore, but I do have the coffee with the cream.
Right, but that's okay. Our breakfast is a lot of carbs, but we're pretty active. We walk a lot. I like you said in one of your videos. I can't sit still. I got to
No.
be doing something. I got to be moving.
I'm not retired. Okay.
Yeah.
If people go, oh, you're retired. Well, there's a lot of guys that sit around and watch TV. That's not me.
Between Robinson's Mall, Lee Plaza, Hypermart, all these different places, we're on the go most of the week. Just
Yeah.
because I won't go to the grocery and buy enough for the whole week, because then it's going to ruin tomorrow's trip or the next day's
Oh,
trip.
that's good. So you get out more.
You'll get out more, yeah. So, plus, there's so much you can put on a scooter.
Now, is Retatrutide, you have to be on that for the rest of your life?
No,
So what happens? Why not? Because
well,
on
you
everything
can-
else I've ever taken, it was lifetime. Okay. What does Retatrutide do that you don't have to be on it for life?
after they get through their trials, I think you can go on a maintenance dose.
Okay.
That's what I would do. All the steps that you're going through now, once you get to, let me see, I wrote this down, the maximum dosage is so after like week 21, they say 15 milligrams.
Okay.
That's when you should lose your max weight. But when you get to your goal,
That's 15 milligrams per week.
right,
Okay.
when you get to your goal, because you've put this amount in your body, you know you're okay. You know it's not gonna hurt you. Once you hit your goal weight, then you go back and say, okay, let's go back and let's just do 2.5 for a couple weeks and see if I start gaining, and if I do, let's go to 5 a
So
week.
you are really on it. It's just you're on maintenance. So your reduction.
You're on way lower of a dose.
Dose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I split mine up. So I was on 2.5 milligrams twice a week. So 5 milligrams a week. That's how I started. I know a lot of the videos said 1 gram, 1 milligram, or 2 maybe a week.
I would go.
But I did 2.5.
I went to their website. I'm not going to say their name, but
Right.
I went to their website, and that's what you should be going by, because they're the ones who did the trials. They're
Okay.
the one they know what
And what did they recommend?
for week 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Week 1 week 1 through 4, 2.5.
Okay. Per week.
Right.
But
Per
I
week.
would double that.
You doubled that. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you jump straight to week 5.
But
So-
now I'm starting, tomorrow is Wednesday. I take Wednesday and Saturday.
Right.
So tomorrow I'm going to take 5 milligrams. It's going into my second month.
Okay. So
And that's twice a week.
okay. So now you're at week 13, but that's fine.
So I'm ahead of the schedule.
You're ahead of schedule, but that's fine because in the past when I've done steroids for lifting and HGH, I've done the same thing.
Okay.
I'll take something for a month or 6 weeks. I'm like, this isn't working. Maybe it's because I weigh 220 pounds and I'm a big guy. Maybe I have to increase my dose. And then, when you find your happy spot
Right.
for your dosage, because everyone has, different metabolism, different body,
Right.
different
I
chemistry.
guess you kind of get used to it too, because they want you to build up an immunity to whatever side effects might take place.
Right. Yeah.
Is
There's
that
always.
correct?
Yeah.
So you're trying to build up, and the maximum they're saying now is 15 milligrams
15.
per month.
Yeah.
So that would be 7.5. I split it up, so it'd be, 15 milligrams
a
per
week.
week.
Yeah.
And that would be 7.5 milligrams for me twice a week.
Right.
Okay,
And that's probably not a maintenance dose. That's high.
that's high.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just keep going.
At 5, just see if 5 is working, leave it at 5.
Yep, keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, leave it at 5 twice a week. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. For 4 weeks, whatever. And,
Yeah.
and if you hit a plateau, go to the next step, which they're saying 7.5, I think. Yep,
Yeah, it would be 7.5.
twice a week.
Is there a maximum dosage?
Maximum is according to their website, 15.
15 per week. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 7.5 is the sweet spot, I guess it was.
Yeah.
For them. But they said in many of the reports I saw, they said they lost 24% body weight in 48 weeks. I believe it was. Was it 48 or 52? I can't remember if it was a whole year or just less.
No, it was less than a year.
48 weeks.
Yeah.
So I've
And
already.
that's a lot.
Is it a lot?
28%. That's a quarter of your body gone.
I know it's a lot. Okay, but
And and another thing too, a lot of people don't realize is, visually you may not think you're losing weight, but there's your body fat and there's also the visceral fat that you'll lose.
Okay.
And the visceral fat is the fat that's around your organs, and when that goes away, you're not going to see that in the mirror. Because that's just fat that's around your liver, fat that's around your gallbladder. That's the visceral fat.
but you'll feel better.
You'll feel better.
I already know that I can bend down and touch my feet where I couldn't literally a month ago, and I noticed I'm a little bit more active.
Oh yeah, you'll get that'll keep going up.
Like I have energy,
Your energy level will keep going
but
up.
as I lose weight, I notice my energy goes up. But I've noticed that also when I was on other diets. I mean, it is a diet. Whatever you want to call it, it's still a diet, whether you're on medication or not.
Right.
It's still a diet.
Right.
So, all right. Now, what else before we move off of, is there anything else about Retatrutide that we should discuss? Because I'm going to ask you about another couple products.
The great thing about it is it's including all three. So basically the Ozempics and the Wegovy and the Zepbounds, they only do the GLP-1 and the GIP peptides. This one also includes glucagon, which is I think it's top of the food chain.
All right.
When it comes to that type of medicine, that type of weight loss.
Now, I also take methylene blue. Now, methylene blue is where the mitochondria. I'm not sure. That's where it came up. I take methylene blue, and I've heard of other people taking methylene blue. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay, no problem. We're not going to go into it because I don't know anything about it. MOTS-C, MOTS-C. Have you heard of that one?
Mm-mm.
It's another peptide that they say you could take with Retatrutide. In fact, I'm going to add a couple links to videos in the description, which talks about that. You could take more than one peptide.
What I would do is, if this is something I probably would think about doing in the future, because I'd like to lose 30 pounds. Because my prime weight, back when I was an athlete, was, before I was bodybuilding, I was bicycle racing. I did a lot of bike racing. I was like 170 pounds. That was my prime bike racing weight. But I'd like to get down to like 190. I'm like 230 right now.
Yeah, I haven't rode a bike here. It's not safe to ride a bike here. It's terribly unsafe to ride a bike here. Even a motorbike.
A motorbike, yes.
It's probably even worse. But I
Yeah.
think a bicycle actually is worse than a motorbike here.
Yeah.
But because you don't see it coming. But
Yeah.
But anyway.
I would add HGH. I would add human growth hormone.
You would add HGH. Well, that's available here. And it's pretty cheap. They also talk about SS31. I'm going to have to look into it.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
And BPC-157. Now, BPC-157, and I may be wrong about this, guys. I'm sorry. I believe that's the one that's also into trials, first trial. It's got four agonists.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Okay? And the fourth agonist, do you know anything about that one?
No, that's new.
So it's a brand new one that's not out. Okay? Only people that are in a study get it. Okay? You have to be in a clinical study.
Four now. Okay.
It has four agonists.
Okay.
The fourth agonist actually builds muscle.
Okay.
Because they were concerned that Retatrutide would you lose a certain amount of muscle in Retatrutide. Because not only do you lose the visceral fat,
you lose muscle.
You lose a little bit of muscle. So they were saying that you need to exercise, work out, weightlifting, stretching, whatever. You need to get a little exercise when you're on Retatrutide because you can lose muscle, and that will take the place. That'll build your muscle back up of what you might lose. Well, the fourth one that's not out yet. It's in trials. I believe that's BPC-157, and that one is in first trials. And the wonderful thing about that is that it actually builds muscle.
Builds muscle, man.
So it does everything. You lose your appetite.
That's got my name. That's got my name written all over.
You lose interest in food, and you're building. So what's going to happen in the future is people are going to live a hell of a lot longer and healthier.
Right. Yep. There was a supplement that I was taking a lot when I was working out and lifting and bicycle racing and stuff. It was called HMB, and HMB is basically a supplement that helps preserve your muscle mass.
Okay.
And there were a couple hospitals that I had worked at in the past that were actually using HMB on burn patients and ICU patients that were bedridden, for long periods of time because your muscle atrophy if you're not using them. So you have a patient that goes in the ICU and 6 weeks later they finally get out and they have no muscle.
Strength.
And they were using this HMB because it actually helped you retain your muscle.
That's good.
While you were
so they could give it to you while you're in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Is it expensive?
No. You can get it anywhere.
You
just got to make sure you get it from a good company that makes it pure.
Always.
Pure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So now we can get it here in the Philippines. Just about anything. I think I could actually get the one with the fourth.
Oh yeah, definitely. After phase one for sure.
Yeah, phase one is they're going to start phase two, or they started phase two. I'm not sure, but they finished phase one, is my understanding. And I can get that one available, but not from people in America and Canada can't order peptides. Did you know that it's not allowed yet in the States?
I didn't know that.
They can't order it. They can't buy it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And if they order it, which they can order, obviously from Philippines, China. I think there's another place too. I can't remember. If they order it and it gets brought in, technically it'd be taken. I forget what they call it.
It's considered a controlled substance, and they can flag you. Yeah.
They'll flag you, and they'll also take the product and destroy it.
Take the product, destroy it, and a lot of times they'll send instead of the mailman bringing you or whatever bringing you the package to your house, they'll send you a slip. Saying that you got to go to the post office and pick it up. And when you go to the post office and pick it up, there's Johnny Law waiting for you.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So you get in trouble for ordering.
You get in trouble for ordering. Yeah.
Don't order it, guys.
Yeah.
All right, that's the answer. Don't order it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not allowed. It's not allowed.
Because back when I was lifting a lot of friends of mine when I were ordering anabolic steroids and HGH from this really reputable company in Europe, in the UK. And they would send it in a box labeled bicycle parts or stationary.
It's totally illegal. Okay.
Yeah, and when we got it, it looked like a box with bicycle parts or whatever. But if they say, yeah, wait a minute, they're ordering too many bicycle parts from this.
And they take it apart.
They take it, yeah.
And they find something within.
Well, they just have to scan it and see the vials and see whatever. Yeah, and then you're
in trouble.
In trouble.
Because you're receiving contraband.
Yeah. There's a lot of professional athletes that have been caught.
Really?
Ordering anabolic steroids.
But don't they test them for steroids and things like that, though? Supposedly.
Yeah.
I know people have gotten in trouble, but that's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
All right. So then the other thing is, well, first off, there's a good reason for them to come to the Philippines. Okay?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Because they can get healthier.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Anything anything in Europe. The medicine is just
And then when they finally do make it available, it's going to be pricey.
Oh,
it's so cheap here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And anything going on right now in Europe or, like you said, Thailand, Asia, there's no. Of course, it's controlled, and they have a controlled system where they have to make sure that there's no contaminants or anything. So it's going to be a pure product.
Right.
But they don't have a government agency telling them what to do and what not to do. And this looks like it really works, but you're going to have to go through this 3-phase trial, and then maybe next year you can apply for the application, and then maybe we'll approve the application. So maybe in 3 years you can put your product on the market. While in Europe, they've been already using it for 2 years.
Right.
Because there's no regulation. There's regulation, but there's no government, administration telling them what to do or telling them that they can't have it.
Yeah, because I know that the procedure I was on to be cured from cancer was also available in Europe, but Europe was a lot more expensive to go there. So I went to Mexico instead.
Mexico, yeah.
Yeah.
That's real nuts. That's a popular place to go for that.
They could probably get it in Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they probably get it in Mexico because Mexico is not as stringent.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But being cured from pancreatic cancer, that's like the...
It was a death sentence.
That's a death sentence there.
I was told. I was by 2 doctors, oncologist. 2 of them said, you have 6 months or less. I was in pain. I was horrible.
Yeah.
Thank God I went to Mexico. And if you're interested, just watch the story. How I cured myself of a big C word.
Okay.
A friend helped me out. A friend knew about the place in Mexico to go to, and he brought me a video, a CD.
Awesome.
And I ended up calling the clinic and going there. So it's thank God they saved my life.
I lived in Phoenix, Arizona for 8 years and worked at a hospital there. And a lot of my coworkers and stuff, they would not have any of their dental stuff done in the States. They would, we were only a couple hours from the Mexican border. They would, everybody would get together, or they would go for a long weekend, and they would go, they would go to the border, and they'd go across, and they'd get all their dental work done for. And you see these offices, you would think, Mexico, what's their dental office going to look like? It looks really nice.
Yeah,
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and they charge you more than they could charge a local citizen, but they have good equipment, and it's still way cheaper than the U.S. Fees.
Right, and if you need anything from a pharmacy, from that doctor or that pharmacist, from that dentist or whatever, they'll write you a prescription, and you just go to the pharmacy around the corner from and you buy all your stuff there, and you go across. Now, if you go across when they check you, you've got the prescription.
Yeah, you have the prescription
from the doctor.
Yeah, because you're moving from one country to another. They could. I threw in a whole bunch of stuff in my bag when I came over here.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Nobody ever, and it was my carry-on. All my medicines went in the carry-on.
Right.
Never even opened it. They scanned it. I know they saw it. I mean, I had a whole bunch of stuff. Some of it over the counter, some of it not. But I had a whole bunch of stuff. You know? But I had all the paperwork with me.
Then you've been
from the
fine.
Doctor. But here, you don't actually need a prescription to get blood pressure pills. Diabetic supplies. You can get needles over the counter here.
Yeah.
I ordered them. You can order them on Lazada or Shopee.
Shopee. Yeah.
Kid you not. You could order. You don't need it. You don't need a prescription here. And even if you did need a prescription, it's not very expensive. It's like $5 or $10 to see a doctor here.
Exactly.
It's nothing. Okay.
I've seen a lot of YouTube videos on a lot of guys doing their YouTube videos on their visit, their doctor's visit or their hospital visit, and it's pennies on a dollar.
Yeah, I had a full physical and everything on a treadmill. Everything. They did what do they call that? Cardio. Ultrasound on my heart.
Echocardiogram.
And they did blood work, and they did urine work, and I was on a treadmill with everything for $210 total U.S. dollars. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't have no idea how expensive it would have been in the U.S. Thousands.
Oh yeah, gosh, yeah. Stillman, I think, does a wellness. They do a wellness thing that runs about the same thing.
And they even actually do have a better. I know Paul from Old Dog Nutrix. He went to Thailand and had it done, and they did even a further studies.
Right.
Okay, on a lot of things, and he had a full multi-page report that he was able to bring back. And I believe from them, he found out that he had, because they checked his eyes, nose, ears, all that type of stuff.
Right.
And they found that he had, what they call it again, I'm sorry, when you start having, you need the lens replaced.
Right, yeah, cataracts.
Cataracts.
Yeah.
So they told him he has to start a cataracts, and he'll have to look into that because it's starting.
It's starting, yeah.
And they caught that. See, I didn't get all of that. I mean, they didn't look at my eyes,
Right.
ears, or nose, or things like that, or
Right.
took saliva or things like that.
Right.
But they did a lot here. I mean,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to leave the country. So if you leave, if I'm telling you, Thailand is the best medical.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible and cheap.
Yep.
I mean, what I used to pay in deductibles in the States would cover Thailand. I paid more to deductibles than I did in Thailand, paid just cash for the
Right.
procedures.
Yep.
Which actually included all the medications too, and crutches and everything else that I needed. It was incredible.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't leave. I probably would get everything done here too.
And Thailand's a little bit more expensive than the Philippines, but its infrastructure is better.
Right.
They don't speak English much.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing.
And I don't know too much about Vietnam, but I understand Vietnam's even cheaper, less expensive than the Philippines, which is just off the caveat.
Yeah.
I'm going there in January, and I'm going to check it out, but I don't know about their hospitals. I couldn't tell you if their hospitals are
Yeah, I
good.
don't know. Yeah.
But I know the food and everything you could eat for $1 a meal.
All I know is the resorts are awesome too.
I got a first-class hotel with pool, with gym.
Yeah.
The restaurant that serves me breakfast every morning, and it's not just what do they call a European breakfast? It's a full breakfast,
Full breakfast,
cooked
yeah.
hot eggs and everything else with sausage or whatever. And my cost for eight nights, 7 days is $271.
Wow.
US.
That's awesome.
It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was like it was either a 4 or 5 star. I don't remember now. Maybe a 4 star, but it's right downtown, right in the heart of where I'm going in Ho Chi Minh.
Ho Chi Minh?
Saigon, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I can walk out the door and there's everything right there.
I think there's a little island off the coast of Ho Chi Minh City that has a beautiful resorts there, and you take like this gondola. You sit in this gondola and you go across the water to the island where the resort is. And I've seen YouTube videos of it. It's just gorgeous.
I know my guys are going to correct me, but because I get a lot of people. But there is another city that has beautiful beaches and resorts in Vietnam. Do I remember it? Something with the letter D. I know my guys will tell me what it is 100 times.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember the
name.
name.
That might be the place I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think
know.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more expensive. It's about twice the price because it's become a tourist.
Yeah.
It's a tourist. Like Ho Chi Minh, Saigon is not necessarily a tourist, but the other one is. And I noticed the prices were twice the price. Twice the price to get there on the plane. Twice the price to eat and stay at hotels. Everything was about twice the price. And I'm not going to spend very much money for a week in Vietnam. Hotel, flight, altogether was less than $500 US, round trip flight.
Right.
And not very long. I think 7 or 8 hours, 7.5, 8 hours back and forth, and first class hotel. So the only thing I have to pay for is food. So my whole trip will be way less than $1,000, which is pretty good.
Now you got me
Yeah.
wondering what that little island's called.
I can't remember the name of it. It's good. It's just say tourist coastal island in Vietnam. I don't know, or just a top tourist locations in Vietnam. But you'll find it. So we went off subject. Sorry, guys.
Yep. Sorry.
Was there anything I missed?
Let me look. So
You have notes. That's good.
yeah, I got notes. Basically, just the one that you're on has the three antagonists, which is great. And now you said there's one that's got fourth, which is
incredible too, which will help with your loss of muscle.
Yep.
It actually builds muscle. I just feel like if I was in my 30s or 40s, I know I'd live past 100. Now that I'm 69, maybe I can make it to 90.
Just the three receptors in the one that you're taking is like the GLP-1 basically slows your digestion, reduces hunger. It's a natural hormone in the stomach that stimulates insulin release while it inhibits the glucagon, which is your mobility.
Yep.
So glucagon slows down your metabolism. You want your metabolism to speed up, so it blocks that. which
blocks
is good.
that. Okay.
Yep.
All good. Okay, guys, I'll give an update in the future. Maybe I'll do it in 2 weeks, or maybe I'll do it in a month to see how much more weight I've lost and make sure that I'm still living from it. Because a lot of people think you're going to die. What people are kind of funny because they say to me, "Why don't you just eat vegetables and less food?" It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. No.
Okay, I've tried that. Okay.
Yep.
I think food is like alcoholism, okay, or drugs.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's definitely something that I love food.
Yeah,
okay?
me too.
I love
cooking.
I
so.
don't eat because I'm hungry. I eat for taste. Okay, I eat when I'm happy. I eat when I'm sad. So I eat for emotion.
Right.
Okay, when I like something that tastes really good, I want to keep eating it because it tastes really good. It doesn't matter if I'm hungry or not, full or not, or anything else. I love the taste.
What's funny about me is I can eat something and be absolutely full and push the plate away and say I can't eat anymore. But then if I eat something that tastes different than what I just had, I can keep eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
the taste.
It's a
Like you
really
said, it's the
bad
taste.
habit,
Yes.
or it's like I said, it's not. It's worse than a habit. It's what do they call it when you're alcoholic? They call it a
Disease.
It's
Addiction.
It's an addiction.
It's like me
Food's
whenever
an addiction.
It's like me whenever I leave the mall. I can't leave the mall unless I stop and get a bag of kettle corn on the way out.
Yeah, that stuff smells great, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
See, now I could buy it now and not eat any of it and give it to Carolyn.
Yeah. There you go.
I keep any of buying stuff
And you don't eat it.
that I remember loving,
Loving,
like
yeah.
donuts.
Yep.
Haven't had a donut in over a month.
Perfect.
Haven't had the kettle corn.
Then it's working. It's doing
because
exactly.
it's in my mind.
it's
I
doing-
don't really want that in my mouth.
Yeah, it's doing
weird.
exactly what it was designed to. Well, it's not doing what it was designed to do because it was designed
that's-
for type 2 diabetes, but it's
working.
It's like a miracle drug. It's like
Yeah.
a miracle
I agree.
weight loss for sure. And then
Okay, we've been on. Oh my God, we've been on an hour.
Okay.
All right, we gotta go.
Gotta
That's
go.
a long video.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Yes.
Joe. I appreciate it, and I might have you come back in a
Definitely.
few months
Well, I
after you've
want
been
to.
here,
Yeah.
and talk to you a little bit more about Dubagetti and what your experiences are here.
Yeah.
And then we'll do an update. I'll try to do updates on how I'm losing and how that. It's a diet. How that diet's
Yeah.
working. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever you change the way you eat or taking something, it's a diet. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care what they call it. It's still a diet.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
Definitely had fun. It's
All
awesome.
right.